You do not own yourself in North Korea. You are owned by the state. Regime decides what we read, what we watch, what we listen to. They control how you move your body.
Imagine living in a place where every step you take, every word you whisper, and even the thoughts you keep hidden in your heart could cost you your life. A place where smiling at the wrong time, looking at a foreign film, or daring to question the leader can condemn not just you, but your entire family to a fate worse than death. This is not a scene from a dystopian movie. This is North Korea, a country that functions like the largest open-air prison on Earth. Behind its borders lies a society cut off from the world, where truth is replaced by propaganda. Freedom is exchanged for fear, and human dignity is buried under the weight of dictatorship. Yet despite the cruelty, stories of resilience, hidden defiance, and desperate escapes still emerge from the shadows. Tonight, we open the gates of this country prison and step inside the darkness that millions are forced to call life. From the watchful eyes of an all-seeing state to the chilling silence of isolation, this is the story of North Korea, a nation where escape is nearly impossible and survival itself is the boldest rebellion. 1. Living every second under watchful eyes. In North Korea, privacy is not a right, it is a crime. Every citizen is trapped in a web of surveillance so suffocating that even their own homes are not safe from the gaze of the regime. The state has turned neighbors into informants, friends into spies, and family members into potential betrayers. A child's innocent words at school can lead to the arrest of their parents. An overheard joke can condemn an entire household to years in prison camps. Loudspeakers installed in every home and village broadcast endless propaganda, demanding loyalty to the regime. Portraits of the leaders hang on walls, and failing to keep them dust-free can be punished as a sign of disrespect. The message is clear. Big Brother does not just watch you, he controls the very air you breathe. Technology, instead of liberating, chains the people tighter. There is no free internet, only a government intranet filled with propaganda. Every phone call, every typed word, every broadcast is monitored. Even visitors from abroad are shadowed by minders who record every movement. For the North Korean people, life is not lived, it is performed. A constant act of loyalty, a never-ending theater where fear of betrayal is the most powerful weapon of all. 2. The throne of fear, Kim dynasty's iron grip. The Kim dynasty is not merely a ruling family. It is a dynasty that demands worship. Since 1948, power has passed like a crown from Kim Il-sung to Kim Jong-il, and now to KimJongUn. They do not present themselves as politicians, but as gods, eternal protectors of the nation. Their portraits hang in every home, their statues dominate every square, and their birthdays are treated like sacred holidays. To maintain this throne of fear, the regime builds its control on absolute obedience. Dissent is not tolerated, it is exterminated. Citizens are taught from birth that the great leader is infallible. History itself is rewritten to place the Kim family at the center of every achievement, while the outside world is painted as evil and dangerous. Propaganda films, posters, and textbooks portray Kim Jong-un as both a loving father and a fearless warrior. This paradox creates confusion and devotion. Citizens are taught to love him even as they fear him. Public executions reinforce that fear, sending a message that even the smallest act of defiance will be crushed without mercy. The Kim dynasty has mastered the art of control. They are not just rulers of the land, but rulers of the mind. 3. A nation of camps, where freedom doesn't exist. While the entire country functions like a prison, within its borders lie darker places still. The notorious labor camps known as Kwanliso. Here, tens of thousands are held in conditions so brutal they defy imagination. Some are guilty of real crimes, others are simply victims of guilt by association, punished because a family member spoke against the regime decades ago. In North Korea, punishment stretches across generations. Inside these camps, survival is measured in whispers and shadows. Prisoners are forced into grueling labor, from mining to logging, often working 16 hours a day with little food. Malnutrition, disease, and exhaustion kill silently, while guards inflict public beatings and executions to break whatever spirit remains. Stories from escapees tell of mothers forced to watch their children starve, of inmates executed for trying to gather a few grains of food, of women assaulted by guards with complete impunity. Unlike the outside world, no one in these camps dreams of freedom. They dream of simply surviving another sunrise. The Kwanliso are not just prisons. They are factories of despair, designed to break bodies and erase hope. And yet, within these darkest corners, the resilience of the human spirit still flickers, refusing to die. 4. Hunger and shadows, the daily fight to survive. Beyond the prison walls, life for the average North Korean is itself a struggle for survival. Food is scarce, rationing is strict, and famine has claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. The government promises to feed its people, but in reality, rations often run out, leaving families desperate. Malnutrition stunts children, weakens the elderly, and shadows daily existence with the fear of starvation. In this hunger-driven landscape, a secret black market known as the Jangmadang has become the lifeline for many. Here, smuggled goods from China are sold, rice, medicine, even DVDs of foreign films. For some, it is the only window into a different world. But buying or selling in these markets is risky, punishable by imprisonment or worse. Electricity is unreliable, often leaving entire towns in darkness. Families cook with wood and coal, breathing in the smoke of survival. Education, too, is shaped by scarcity. Children memorize propaganda instead of learning skills that could change their future. Daily life in North Korea is not about living, it is about enduring. Hunger gnaws at the body, fear gnaws at the soul. And yet, in hidden corners, small acts of defiance continue. A whispered story, a smuggled radio, a child daring to dream of more. 5. Parades of power, illusions of strength. On state television, North Korea is presented as a land of strength and glory. Massive military parades showcase missiles, tanks, and endless rows of soldiers marching in perfect unison. Citizens are forced to cheer as if witnessing greatness, but beneath the spectacle lies a crumbling reality. These parades are not just displays of military might. They are illusions crafted to convince both citizens and the outside world that the regime is untouchable. Cameras zoom in on weapons that may not even function. Soldiers wear expressions of discipline that mask their own hunger. And the entire event is a performance meant to hide weakness behind a curtain of steel. Behind closed doors, the truth is harsher. Infrastructure collapses, hospitals lack medicine, and roads crumble. The country's nuclear program consumes resources that could feed its people. Yet the regime prefers the image of power over the reality of care. The illusion works, but only briefly. For many North Koreans, the grandeur of the parades is a cruel reminder of what they lack: freedom, food, and dignity. And for the world, it raises an unsettling question. How long can a regime built on illusions hold when its people live in silent despair? 6. Escape or die, the price of freedom. For those trapped in this vast prison, the dream of escape burns brighter than fear. Yet fleeing North Korea is one of the most dangerous acts a person can attempt. The borders are heavily guarded, lined with mines and barbed wire. Crossing into South Korea is nearly impossible, forcing defectors to attempt the perilous journey through China. Even if they succeed in leaving, the danger does not end. China often captures defectors and forcibly returns them to North Korea, where they face torture, imprisonment, or execution. Entire families are punished for the actions of one. A child's attempt at freedom can condemn parents and siblings to life in camps. Despite these dangers, stories of escape inspire hope. Brave defectors recount swimming across icy rivers, hiding in cargo trucks, or walking thousands of miles to reach safety. Each success is a miracle, but each failure is a tragedy too painful to imagine. Escape from North Korea is not just about leaving a country, it is about leaving behind a lifetime of fear. For those who succeed, freedom comes with a heavy price: guilt for the loved ones left behind in the prison they once called home. 7. Trapped in silence, cut off from the world. Perhaps the greatest weapon of the North Korean regime is silence. By cutting its people off from the outside world, it ensures that hope remains dim and ignorance remains deep. There is no free internet, no foreign newspapers, no open exchange of ideas. Radios are fixed to government frequencies. Phones connect only within the country. Television broadcasts nothing but propaganda. Most North Koreans have never seen the world beyond their borders. They believe what they are told, that their country is prosperous, that their leader is beloved. For many, the only glimpse of truth comes from smuggled USB drives carrying South Korean dramas or Western films. But being caught with one can mean prison or death. This isolation is not just physical, it is emotional. Families divided by the Korean War remain separated for generations, unable to write or speak to each other. The silence is crushing, designed to keep people loyal not by choice, but by ignorance. To be trapped in silence is to live in darkness. And in North Korea, that silence is deafening. A wall higher than any barbed wire fence, a prison stronger than steel. North Korea is more than a country. It is a prison where walls are invisible yet unbreakable, where silence is enforced, and where dreams are dangerous. For its people, life is a constant balance between survival and fear, obedience and despair. But in their whispered hopes, in the small rebellions hidden in shadows, lies the proof that even in the darkest prisons, the human spirit refuses to die. As we reflect on this reality, we must ask ourselves, how much longer can a nation survive when it feeds on fear, hides behind illusions, and denies its people the dignity of freedom? North Korea remains shrouded in secrecy, but the voices of defectors and survivors are beginning to break through the silence, daring the world to listen. And now I turn to you. What do you think? Can such a prison nation ever change, or will its people remain chained by fear for generations to come? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice matters, and your engagement keeps these stories alive. If this journey into North Korea's hidden reality moved you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more untold stories, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Together we shine light where others cast shadows, and together we can make sure these stories are never forgotten.